A Light Within Darkness, Chapter 23b, 24, Fan Fiction by Azazyel. I need to know a series of places I could launch a ship from that won't get shot down by the laser battery surrounding the Hivecity. I spoke honestly as I didn't have some way to ask in a roundabout manner and used the peripheral information in order to escape the city in a ship that was quite different Imperial make. The man huffed and shook his head. Been ferrying supplies to the various hive cities across the planet, and it's not the launching of the ship that's the problem, kid. It's getting into orbit, as all the pollution closer to the surface makes radar and other things to lock onto ships useless. But once you leave the pollution lines, they will question you for credentials, and should you refuse to answer or the codes you give for the various VIP goods being delivered to city governors and other high-ranking officials don't match, they will simply shoot you down without any questions. I couldn't help but smile at how helpful the man was being, so I hummed and thought for a minute. How fast can they lock onto and shoot a ship should it leave directly from a hive and head straight into space? The man scoffed and gave me a look that basically called me an idiot. The planet's laser batteries are basically all automated to lock onto ships that are flagged as non-compliant, so should you refuse to answer within 10 seconds of the call coming to you, well, more than a couple hundred powerful laser cannons strong enough to melt a meteor storm will shoot you out of the sky. After a few more questions I learned how the anti-air defenses typically worked, and as a reward to the guy I gave me a couple hundred credits, and after a moment of hesitation I gave him a small array stick that once snapped would make a projection of me, and my projection would launch a full-powered swing of my sword imbued with my sword chi at whatever was threatening the person who snapped the array stick. Chapter 24 Omake 1. Madradon Drados, the great warsmith, was in the end a fantastic warrior with no equal that I had met in my cultivation journey. He met my blows that shattered mountains with his warp-less strength, and the hive city in which I had been living simply couldn't take the blows of our titanic forms duking it out as I embodied a massive, muscular, wrathful Siddhartha Gautama, which met Madradon's corn-blessed body that grew his body and armor to match the size of an Imperial Emperor-class Titan. Apparently, Korn saw me dropping a sun on one of his demon engines the size of a large skyscraper and decided I needed a match, so he heavily blessed the Chaos Space Marine Warsmith to meet me in one-on-one battle as his legion scoured the planet, and I was kept tied down by their war machines and an all-but-new demon prince. Fuck you, shitty Iron Warrior. Your Primarch never even loved you. I snarled as I created a star within my palm held above my hand, and as the Chaos Space Marine froze hearing my words, and with a snarl everything with a dozen miles was rendered to naught became pure white as my conjured star went supernova and the warp energies saturating the area burnt away in the pure heat of a sun bolstered by the holy energies of my Dharma idol. But the physics of a small star going supernova in the end was nothing in the face of Korn looking at our battle and using his ruinous powers to go, "Nah, that fire doesn't hurt him. Why not just try to punch him harder? The Imperial fists weren't broken by your shitty temper tantrum at having the shittier dad, and neither will this planet be a springboard for your invasion just to destroy a shitty empire that doesn't matter at all with how your daddy rage quit his invasion plans to hide in the warp." I taunted as I used one of the massive demon engines in the shape of a Walmart-sized hellhound as a baseball bat to wail on him, making his warp-enhanced metal armor groan and buckle under the pure weight of having a Titan used as a weapon against him. "Quit calling my legion shit, you pathetic human." Madradon cried out as he used his power claws that crackled with purple warp-enhanced lightning to slice through the demon engine and make me retreat briefly before I threw another sun in his face, sending his form flying hundreds of meters. "Fuck you, Iron Loser. Your Primarch was a rat during the heresy and accomplished nothing. He stood there like a little bitch just watching as Terra was invaded and hardly did anything." Even as I took out my Dharma sword and integrated it into my massive Dharma idol, I still whispered the same poisonous words that could even turn Primarchs from their own Emperor father. "He literally used decimation when he first rejoined your legion, you fool. He had every 10 members of his legions pick a random person in the group of 10 and then had the other members beat that member to death with their bare hands. But how can I expect someone drinking the Chaos Kool-Aid to understand common sense and have a brain?" I taunted, sending the Iron Warrior into a primal rage as his black armor took on a reddish tinge in sections as Korn blessed him even further. The only notable achievement your Primarch had was killing the mortal form of Fulgrim. He was so pathetic that even as he attempted to kill his opponent, he failed so horribly that he made them immortal and a demon prince to boot. I hissed as I finally managed to seal up the limbs of Madradon with my massive Kasaya beads, each individual bead being the size of a cargo container. My legion is dauntless. They will shatter this planet in hellfire, and every soul will be taken to chaos to be tortured for eternity. Madridon cried out, knowing his death was close, how I bound him and pressed my sword against his forehead. I would say burn in hell, you heretic, but hell is where you live with your demon dick girlfriend that you blow to keep Slaanisha's favor. I smiled softly as I pushed my Dharma sword through the Warsmitha's neck and through his spine. I don't have a hurt demon dick girlfriend. He choked out, literally vomiting blood through the hole I put through his throat, but even then, I could see my words had gotten to him even more than my words about his Primarch being a shitty dad. Yeah, you do. Everyone knows you iron losers keep a demon dick girlfriend with a barred cock as a lover, as you guys are so inferior in compared to the Emperor's children. I said in mock confusion. Madridon Drados, even as he choked and drowned in his blood, attempted to kick me as I was beside him with our massive forms losing their size as the battle was over, with how the Warsmith was slowly expiring. Yeah, you see that. You lying there on the ground trying to merely kick me is a sure sign of your bitch gene seed showing through. Actually, is it possible that, like the space wolves, you guys got some crap from something like a fainting goat? It would make sense with the weird horns, I muttered aloud as Madridon attempted to sit up in his large suit of power armor and strangle me. Ah. I chided, kicking the space marine in the face, opening his armor. An adult is speaking, so be a good little baby with daddy issues and stay on the ground. Actually, just die, you are worthless, and no one loved you. I said, stomping my foot through his head and colliding with the back armor of his helmet.